Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. The company party was meant to be a night of celebration, a chance for everyone to relax after months of deadlines, presentations, and endless meetings. The ballroom sparkled under golden chandeliers, the polished floors reflecting the soft glow of candles on each carefully set table. Waiters moved gracefully among the guests, balancing trays of champagne and hors d'oeuvres, while a jazz trio played smooth, soothing melodies from the corner. Small clusters of employees laughed, clinked glasses, and congratulated one another on promotions and project wins. Everything felt ordinary, cheerful, almost serene, until Isabel arrived. She looked radiant, as always. Her emerald green gown clung perfectly to her figure, glowing under the warm lighting. Her hair fell in soft waves over one shoulder, and her lips curved into that smile, the one that used to draw me in effortlessly. But tonight, it carried a different energy, teasing, deliberate, charged. Her eyes scanned the room with calculated precision, and my stomach knotted as I realized who she was hunting. David, her colleague, with his charm and effortless charisma, was the target. I kept my composure, sliding onto a bar stool with a drink in hand, watching quietly. Isabella wasn't just flirting. She was performing. Every tilt of her head, every casual brush of her hand against David's arm, every laugh pitched just a little too high was carefully orchestrated. Whispers began circulating among the nearby colleagues, some incredulous, some curious. She believed herself untouchable, invisible even, but I had quietly planned for this night. I had anticipated her boldness, predicted her moves, and prepared a subtle way to reveal the truth without a scene. As she leaned closer to David, whispering and laughing, I slipped a small envelope into her purse. Inside were photos of past flirtations, text messages exposing late night, work meetings that were anything but professional, and notes I had meticulously documented over months. No confrontation was needed. The evidence would speak for itself. Minutes passed. Isabella continued her act, leaning in, laughing freely, unaware of the trap she had stepped into. Then it happened. Her hand brushed against the envelope, and as she opened it, her confident smirk faltered. Panic flashed across her face. Her body stiffened. Her eyes darted around the room, realizing the audience she thought invisible was now silently watching her unravel. The whispers began. Colleagues leaned in, glancing between her and David, some noticing the tension, the trembling hands, the darting eyes. Every gesture, every playful smile, every whispered joke she relied on for months now worked against her. She forced a laugh, hollow and strained. David, sensing the shift, froze mid-smile, uncomfortable as the atmosphere turned heavy. The charm of earlier moments evaporated, leaving her exposed, her private deception now a public spectacle. By the evening's end, she could no longer maintain her facade. Excusing herself under the pretense of needing fresh air, she moved toward the exit, whispers following in her wake. Colleagues exchanged glances, some sympathetic, some quietly amused, but all aware that her carefully maintained illusion had shattered. The power dynamic had shifted. She no longer controlled the narrative. I remained at the bar, sipping slowly, face calm but satisfaction quietly building inside. No dramatic confrontation was necessary. The patience, planning, and evidence had done their work. Her humiliation was thorough, inescapable, and utterly deserved, a mirror reflecting her boldness and carelessness over the months. Later that night, she called. Her voice trembled, full of panic and desperation. "Daniel, please." I didn't mean. Her words broke mid-sentence. I stayed silent, letting the weight of consequence settle over her. The next morning, the office buzzed with whispers, messages, and curious glances. Colleagues who had attended the party pieced together the story. Isabella's image, confident, untouchable, charming, was fractured. She could try to rebuild it, but the foundation had crumbled. That night, in my study, I reflected on a lesson. Sometimes the most effective action isn't confrontation, it's strategic patience. Silence, preparation, and subtle intervention carried more power than any outburst could. Isabella had learned the hard way. Unchecked boldness, when met with quiet, calculated resolve, leads to exposure, humiliation, and the shattering of even the most confident facade.